Prussian glory, and we're going to get another battle here. This is a battle of the town of Dresden, or part of the siege of Dresden. The enemy, under Jan Caspar von Bellegarde, is deploying 867 troops, 1 regiment of militia, the 1st Militia, a regiment of foot pikemen, regiment of foot, demi-gun artillery, 1st Regiment of Horse, provincial cavalry, and a whole bunch of firelock armed citizen mobs. Our side has the General's Bodyguard with Leopold von Anhalt Teza, I can't see his name there. 1st Regiment of Horse. This is more elite cavalry, I think. That's not provincial cavalry, that's regimental cavalry. Demiguns without canister shot yet. We have the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Regiment of Line Infantry, Regiment of Foot Line Infantry, and a Regiment of Foot Pikemen. So we've got pretty far elite troops. Hope this volume's not too loud. Let me see. I can't even hear myself speak, but that's not necessarily turning it down in the game. So I think, well, there was a recommendation for a volume increase on the last episode, so I might be able to turn it up a little bit when I get into the battle. Yeah, this was the first step in. This is a subscriber challenge from Harry Holyfield, Patreon subscriber. And in this series, we have to unite the Germans, and the conquest of Dresden here is step number 1. We need a North American colony, and the big challenge, we need to eliminate all major powers from the European theater. So, definitely going to be a challenge. Second episode here, you're getting another battle. Haven't gotten through the first turn yet. Let's do deployment. Alright, now where are they going to be coming from is the question. Okay. Interesting battlefield. I'm thinking maybe right on top here. No real coverage for this battle. General Bodyguard in the rear. One flank we will need. Oh, that's too low. Line infantry there. Probably back that up a notch. And in another flank we will take line infantry here. I'm going to put my cavalry on this side for flanking. And we'll take another regiment of line infantry and put them right there, sort of refusing the flank, kind of. That gives the enemy a little bit of coverage. Pikemen right here. General's Bodyguard not too far behind, but below the hill, so you don't get hit with any fire. This looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and deploy. Here we are. Where is the... see if we can't take out their artillery immediately. We did that pretty well last time. Oh, one thing I wanted to do. Can I increase the volume? Sound. Effects are maxed out. Speech. This all looks maxed. I don't know how to adjust the volume here. That's the best I got, sorry. I'll have to figure that out some other time. Alright, that shot missed. They didn't really hit anything. Probably shot over them. Looks like they've got walls here. What I really want to hit, actually, is the cavalry. I should have fired at them right away. Because cavalry is typically the easiest target to hit. And they're going to be too far. They're going to be too far now. I should have shot at the cavalry first. That was my mistake. Pikemen. See if we can't hit them. Alright, the cavalry is flanking us. So I do need to refuse that cavalry flank. Here we go. We can move pretty quickly here. Actually, can I engage them? Oh, this is getting risky. They're firing right down my enfilade fire position. If we can engage this cavalry with infantry here, we might be able to knock them out pretty quickly. I don't think we're getting their artillery. We got two. We didn't get a gun, but we got two of their artillery guys. What I should begin doing is moving my cavalry far to the left. And they are almost in range. Fire. Fire. That's what I'm talking about. Got a whole bunch of them there. Excellent. Excellent. Continue your fire there. Alright, our cavalry has moved to the far left flank. Let's get them out of range of that infantry. And it looks like a whole bunch of these guys have now moved in. I think we're engaged in a melee. Did not necessarily want that to happen. And they are moving to outflank us there. Alright, I think it's time to hit this cavalry. Should be able to hit this artillery now. Why are they going in the wrong direction? There you are. And now attack. Okay, very good. They are moving around our right flank here. Oh my god, don't do that. What are you doing? Went right down our line. Ugh. Pikemen are gonna have to engage. What is with this cavalry? They're not doing what I'm asking them to do here. At all. Quickly, charge, please. Thank you. That's the second time I've had problems with cavalry in this game, I think. Alright, so the pikemen are now engaged in a fight with the militia, which should neutralize the militia, especially with this shield wall here. So our linemen are now engaged against their flintlocks, and that is the best situation that we want there. This is not a good situation with these pikemen here. I have retrained. Why is this cavalry not moving? The general's bodyguard took some hits. Now our cavalry's running. You know what? Screw this. Just attack the general. And change the cannon shot. Enemy general killed. Perfect. Okay, that's what we want. Unbelievable with this cavalry. Why is it doing that? That is odd. I've never seen miscommands like that in this game, actually. Only when I start recording is when you get the miscommands, right? Okay, my cavalry is chasing down their generals. Good. Cannon shot, canister, not canister, solid shot no longer needs to engage them. And actually, our general, we could probably run down, our cavalry should probably start running down some of their infantry. My pikemen are back into melee fighting. They have pikemen still engaged. Alright, I think it's time to turn and reform a line. Probably in two positions here. And General will chase down that group. Okay. Shoot these guys. Alright, still continue to train my cannons on theirs. See if we get lucky. Get any hits. We haven't lost that. We lost one member here. One soldier in that canister. Now let's actually, let's go ahead and charge that position. Pikemen. And line these two regiments of foot onto the hill. Fight is not over yet. Pikemen engage in the wall. Alright, line up these regiments. Who is this? This is an infantry regiment of foot. They're in a melee. Let's switch the bayonets. We're taking heavy casualties here. I'm taking pretty heavy casualties. Now, let's see if we can finally get an attack that will continue against... They're going the opposite direction still. Continue to charge that position. That artillery position. Okay, they are continuing the fight. And now we've got two regiments pouring into Flintlock. Their remaining resistance here. I think we have them. Okay, my general. Shouldn't worry about those guys anymore. Let's take out that group. That's a little bit bigger. And it looks like my infantry, 4th Regiment, is in retreat. I think they were in melee with the enemy pike. My cavalry is taking a while. There they are. Alright, so all that seems to remain is the enemy pikemen. And one mob of flintlocks. And now we're pouring into the enemy pikemen. Our general should be charging. Where is the cavalry? Cavalry is continuing to charge. That's good. I'm gonna hold fire. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna continue to fire on these guys. On the pikemen. Did we get them? I don't know what we're looking at here. 67. I think we got a good hit on them. They're wavering now. Alright, turn and fire there. Good. They are now routing. And our cavalry has pushed the enemy engineers off the demiguns. They're now wavering. Where's my general? Chase down these guys. Actually, you can probably chase them down quickly. The general chases down other groups that are further away. They're down at 26. Pikemen are running. Oh. Their artillery has driven off my cavalry. Huh. Well, let's go and engage them before they get back on their cannon. So the fight is not over. For sure. Trying to get as many troops in retreat as possible. And their pikemen have reformed as well. But they are still wavering. And I think I've given them enough hits. I don't think I need to fire anymore. So we actually have 2 regiments that are retreating there. I'm pretty disappointed in the in this battle, actually. I'm disappointed because of what happened with that cavalry, because I was giving them orders they just weren't following. That's just not the way things should be going. I think I would have had a much better victory if that didn't break down there. But these pikemen are pretty much done. And I definitely did not get as many of the flintlocks as I wanted to cut down. I'm going to continue the battle until we've wiped out everybody we can. Let's see. Are there 3 left here? They should... We can speed this up a little bit, I guess. Those 3 in the open field. I should probably concentrate trying to hunt down the other groups. See if I can't grab the cannons before they get off the field. Pikemen are probably too far away. Send my own pikemen to grab them. Don't see that happening. Okay, like I said before, I am not opposed to this end of the battle rundown, because in typical 18th century battlefield, once the army retreats is typically when they suffer their most casualties. So maximizing the enemy casualties through this is not... These guys are exhausted, so they're not moving as quickly. It's not something that I think is gameish at all. But I don't know what was going on with my cavalry during that fight. I don't know, was I clicking off or something like that? That was weird. That's never really... Usually the bugs are in geopolitical simulator 4, not in Total War. Total War usually doesn't have bugs like that. Not that I noticed, not that are most noticeable. But most of the fighting seemed to happen in these bushes around here. We did lose a regiment almost completely lost one of our infantry regiments, which kind of stunk. And the cavalry got run off the field too, probably because they didn't follow the orders I gave them. I think if they had done an immediate charge on the artillery position, I wouldn't have had as many losses in the cavalry regiment at all. So, demi-guns killed 42. That's pretty good for only solid shot. General hunted down a bunch. He got 66. This was a big disappointment. Wanted to use my cavalry a little bit better. Pikemen usually have good numbers, and these 2 line infantry divisions definitely did a lot. This looks like the one. This is the one that took the heaviest casualties and imposed the most amount of kills. So that's a victory for us in Dresden. And pirates are now patrolling the Ivory Coast, it looks like, along our trade routes, because we have trade routes with, I think, the Maratha Confederacy. And it looks like they're now raiding our trade routes in the Maratha Confederacy. That is a disappointment. Okay, so turn is over. We got a little historical Julian calendar replacement. Did they replace it or they adopt it? I think we're on the Gregorian calendar now. Recruitment report from East Prussia. We have 1 regiment of foot, or 2 regiments of foot, 1 regiment of horse, and Brandenburg 1 regiment of horse, 3 regiments of foot. So we've definitely increased the size of our army, and we are continuing to bring in good amounts of money. 1,400. Not 1,400. 4,700. Brandenburg does not have city walls, and I think that's kind of important. Brandenburg is my top settlement, and they're not really under threat by anybody at this point. No armies in the vicinity, so I could probably move my entire army, march my entire army out to link with the army that is besieging Saxony. And that gives us a pretty good advantage there. I'm going to go ahead and recruit some militia, actually, to try to hold Brandenburg the Brandenburg Fortress. The militia with the flintlock should be enough to deter any enemy or hold any enemy. Our army here pretty much should have Dresden. They refuse surrender. I don't know if I should actually fight that battle. That looks kind of easy. I don't want to bog you guys down with too many like light battles. Let's see here. They refuse surrender. This one I'm definitely not fighting. I'm going to auto-resolve that one. And we will take over Poland, Polish capital. I'm going to hold this capital. So we're going to go ahead and repair these buildings. You want to repair them as quickly as possible because then the repairs sort of get out of control if you don't. And we do need to replenish these forces here. 1800. Whew. Okay, so we have taken Warsaw, replenishing our forces there. I might march out to engage these guys. Let's do that. And they do want to fight, so I will fight this battle. This should be a quick one. And I guess I'll fight Dresden too. I don't know, you guys let me know what type of battles you want me to fight. These easy ones, should I just auto-resolve them, or do you want me to actually fight them out? Some of them, if they're down to a few, like with the Warsaw, definitely that look like an auto-resolve for sure. But, fighting the battles, proves the worthiness of the player, right, and the YouTuber, and this is a subscriber challenge, so I have to sort of do it the best I can. But I do want to get through this at some point, soon. I don't know how many episodes this is going to be. It's a lot. It's a big challenge. We are now fighting on a wintry battlefield here. I guess it's winter. I didn't check the seasons. High ground is where I'll likely place my cannon. Alright, right about there. Looks good. Militia can guard the cannon. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be going up against. Actually, I'll put militia on this side of the cannon, and we'll leave one regiment of foot on this side of the cannon, while the other two regiments will advance, and the cavalry will also advance on the enemy. We do have pikemen that we are fighting against, so that is something to concern ourselves with. And I typically don't fight offensive battles, but well, they're actually coming after us now. So let's concentrate our fire on the pikemen. I'm definitely not going to... looks like a nice little wall to line my troops up on here. Perfect positioning, I think. Let's get to that wall as quickly as possible. So they've got one militia regiment. This is Poland-Lithuanian troops. 5th Regiment of Militia and a regiment of pikemen. And my cavalry is in a good position to outflank both of these guys. I do not want my cavalry to engage the pikemen, but definitely would like them to flank the militia. And I still don't have canister shot yet either. The militia, we can really do some damage if we get behind them with our cavalry, I think. The pikemen are about to get hit with some volley shot from the line infantry here. Get up against this wall, good positioning. Here we go, regiments of foot. There's the second one. And it is time to open fire on these guys coming out of the woods here. Perfect timing to lay into these guys, both groups. Let's bring in our other regiment too, I think. And where is my cavalry? Again, the cavalry. What is with these cavalry? Am I doing something wrong? Good lord. Alright, you're just going to have to engage in open field here. Let's go, linemen. Get on there. Well, now the cavalry needs to go the other way. And they look like they are They have us in an enfiladed position, but we seem to have them in an enfiladed position too. Let's just get them tightened up a little bit. Quickly. Artillery fire. And their pikemen have now moved on the flank. And I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. They're engaging. Seems like time for bayonets there. Where is the cavalry? Alright, cavalry, you're going to have to reinforce that position. Hopefully they don't form squares. That is pretty dangerous, putting cavalry against the pikemen, but these pikemen are at half strength, so typically not recommended, but they are wavering, shaken, wavering, and this militia is just getting ripped up. $79 left there. Pikemen are broken. Make sure you pursue these guys and finish them off. And it's about time for bayonets here. Charge them. Artillery, hold your fire. And the enemy general is killed. We are going to completely annihilate both of these regiments, so we don't have to worry about them. Continue the fight. Hoping we get both of them. Cavalry, time to charge the militia, so you can chase them off the field because pikemen are now wiped out. This battle worked out a little bit better. Again, what happened with that cavalry, I don't know. I must be doing something wrong. I wanted the cavalry to have flanked them. It would have been perfect if they had come in right there. And then I could have brought these troops into melee and just wiped them out pretty quickly. We wouldn't have had suffered as many casualties in the 1st Regiment of Foot. They took about 22 losses there. 7th Regiment, yeah, that's expected. They engaged melee with pikemen. I guess the cavalry did kind of save them there. So, speed up this battle and finish them off as quickly as possible. Cavalry chasing them down. There they go. No more militia for them. 35. 35, 29. I want to wipe out this entire regiment before they get off the field. I don't think I'm going to get them all. A couple of guys are definitely going to get away, it looks like. Oh, there's our line infantry. Yeah, some of them got away. Okay. Maybe we got them all. That battle went better. And we eliminated a northern threat to Kosenberg. Alright, victory in Tannenberg. Oh, look at that. That's where major World War I battle was fought. Okay, so several victories out here in the east. We are rebuilding Warsaw. Region has captured Poland. We're rebuilding Poland. And recruitment out there. There is one army out here that's still a threat. Not much of a threat. But due to that, we should reposition our troops into Kosenberg, if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't think I need... This is pretty cheap, 100... Oh, we don't have any money. Okay. That's it. Alright, we're spent on cash. And... what is going on here? I'm guessing this is a battle I probably should fight, but I'm not ready to fight it right now, so I will continue the siege. Bohemia is wide open. Prague and Bohemia is wide open if Austria decides to declare war. We've begun construction of settlement fortifications in Brandenburg, as well as recruiting 2 militia regiments to guard those fortifications, along with a large contingency of flintlock there. We're working with paved roads still, or basic roads. We'll get cobbled roads soon. They're pretty good for wealth, increasing wealth. And moving troops quicker, I believe. So that's good for infrastructure. I do value the road system. Obviously, basic roads kind of do the most improvement, but if you look at these provinces, you want them to grow as quickly, as much as possible early on. Brandenburg is not growing that much. We can't exempt them from taxes. We've got 15 turns until the next town emerges, which may give us some options. But as for right now, they're bringing in the most amount of income to the treasury, which is fantastic. Eastern Prussia bringing in 1,400 for treasury. That is pretty good, but growth is really slow here, particularly because this town is out of commission. But when we get this back, +7 will be growing again, and we'll have another 600 wealth, which will bring in more revenue for taxes. So that works out pretty well. And villages are not growing. That is because we don't have any farms here. Poland, let's check out Warsaw. 654 in Warsaw. If we exempt them from taxes, we lose that money. The towns begin to grow again. Taxes are 12. We'll gain 10. We will gain 10. Growth, which will be good, and will also deter a resistance force, which is something I'm definitely worried about, a resistance army popping up here. So I think I might just do that. What is that? That still leaves us with 4,400 income, which is plenty. And there is a rake here, Polish-Lithuanian rake. We have our preacher. In East Prussia, Catholicism is almost completely wiped out. I'm going to relocate him to the border here, because I'm going to want to get them into, get the preacher into Warsaw pretty quickly, because that is 100% Catholic, and we need to work on that one. Religion isn't as important in this game, I don't think, as other games. Probably not as important as in Attila, or definitely not as important as in like EU4. Somebody asked me if religion could be converted in geopolitical simulator 4. I don't think so, unless you have some weird elaborate strategy with immigration. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know how the numbers increase or decrease with each faction in geopolitical simulator 4. In Democracy 3, it's a lot more easier to figure out how to do that, but geopolitical 4, that is the one game that is very difficult to figure out how to make your adjustments and the impact of your actions. That you know the least amount of the impact of your actions in geopolitical simulator 4. That is the one thing about that game. Even with the guidance by, it's very difficult to figure out what the impact of your actions are. The other step is going to be to take West Prussia soon. This army is the one I'm concerned about. I could lay siege to. I can't get them this turn. Well, is this army in range to even hit East Prussia is my question. If that army moves south out of range, we will be able to hit East Prussia next turn, or West Prussia next turn. And I'm going to wait on Saxony. Let me just take a look at diplomatic relations right now. So at war with Poland, Lithuania, minor nations, trade agreement with Hanover, at war with Saxony. Saxony is going to be wiped out soon. Trade agreements with the Mughal Empire. Oh, I thought it was the Maratha Confederacy. We have a trade agreement with Austria. I'm hoping that deters them from entering the war against us now on the side of Poland and Lithuania. And we've got a trade agreement with Great Britain. We are pretty friendly with them. Great Britain is at war with, they have allies with Hanover, United Provinces, and Portugal. United Provinces are at war with France, Spain. Okay, so the war with Spain and the United Provinces has begun, and England is not involved in it. So let's go ahead and see if we can get the alliance with England again, and they still are not part of that. Okay. Territorial expansion number, you can see right there, is now -6 in Austria. That will go down 1 per turn, but that's because we conquered Poland, because we conquered Warsaw. So, in about 35 minutes, I'm going to end this episode here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.